Hey Momo, how are you doing?
Hey Lilou, how are you? It's so great to see you.
I am very excited we got to connect back on YouTube because I remember when we both started in 2006 and I was watching your video, one of my favorite ones actually that I'll put in the description of this one. Absolutely love it. You've made so much happen. You pump everybody up. No BS with you. I love you, Momo. It's such a
Right.
delight to have you on my channel.
Thank you, Lilou, and it's the same thing. I mean, it is so cool. Like we did start like at the same time, and wow, you said 2006. How time flies by, man. You don't even realize it goes by. But I remember like you were one of my first kind of video responses where you came to me and you were so positive. And I remember how excited I was to say, "Wow, man! Like you could put out a message and people are responding, and you're
Yeah.
affecting people, and people are getting affected back, and you're getting affected by the people." And that's what I remembered about you too. You're spontaneous. Go out and get them too. It's really cool.
And you're like that. You are a person that is in the flow, and when you, like I told you, let's do this, and you're like, yeah, right now, right here, and that's such, I mean, tell us about that. Because you made so many things happen, and some people don't even do that in their lifetime. What's up with that?
Well, I mean, look, I got to tell you that it's pretty much a conscious decision.
Yeah.
I'm pushing the big 5-0, and what happens is when you get to a certain point in your life, and you try lots of things, and you figure out what works and what doesn't work, you quickly realize, or hopefully quickly realize, how you can modify it, adapt it, and to your advantage, and that becomes an art. So, you know, after counting on people, for instance,
Yeah.
is a big thing for me. So when you're always counting on people to get your dream together, a part of your manifestation together, with somebody to pay you or be part of your job, which is okay because I think most of the population actually lives like that. At one point, you want to be your own boss. In order to be your own boss, you really have to be comfortable with yourself first.
Yeah.
So I worked on that, and I realized that the most important thing is content. You are judged by your content in this digital world, and you're even judged by your content in the non-digital world because this is a portfolio basically. And what happens is that you get to see yourself in action, you get to tweak yourself after you see yourself, and you get to improve. So I love making things. I come from the music and production world, so I'm used to like editing like 120 audio tracks and working with music and feeling the nuances that go down and up and down. When something gets weak, what you got to do to push it up to make it happen. So, I tell a lot of my viewers that if you're a musician or an artist, like a painter or even a writer,
Yeah.
you have an extra sensory, sensitive perception of things that you do not realize that applies beyond your art. So that means, as a musician and a producer and a multi-instrumentalist, I can see and hear and feel things in a real world that your average person maybe takes for granted. And that is really aware to me. So I zoom in on that stuff and I use it to make my content. So if I get an idea, I'm going to say, man, I stop everything I'm doing, run, get that idea down. But because I've done this so many times, I've become quick at it. And when you're quick at it, it's not that you've just trained to go fast. You've also trained your brain to make instant decisions.
Yeah.
And that is part of what I think really needs to be done. When you're instant, when you don't hesitate, when you say, you know what, I'm going to do this. So it doesn't matter what you are. I could look at you. You keep putting out videos. You keep going for your dream because you're using what you have. The medium is YouTube. And don't tell me that that doesn't affect you in your real life. Like for everything that you've done good by giving to people and going out and putting out that message, people in the real world, they can look at you and say, wow, I can't believe you do this stuff. This is beautiful. And it'll open up other doors, So giving is great, man. It's
And you
just,
definitely give your heart out in all those videos and provide amazing information. And I really, you guys, if you don't know the Momo Zone, go and check his channel right now because it's good stuff.
I thank you, Lilou, so much.
And you're straight to the point. I love that. And it's like you bring on people send you messages and messages and messages and you reply to it and you're
Oh,
you're brilliant.
But I got to tell you that I'm kind of addicted to what it is I'm doing in the sense that a lot of people maybe they don't realize this, but I spend 3 to 4 days a week just doing this.
Wow.
So I don't get paid for this. I just do it because, at one point when you get so involved, you kind of feel responsible towards the thing, and you want to go, and you have to be able to filter out. I mean, you know what it's like. I mean, you got the 100-day challenge thing going on, and you got all these people coming and joining and part of your thing, and it's a big responsibility because you set the trend that people follow. You set the plateau that people want to come on board and say, okay, yeah, I can do this. So you and I are both kind of figureheads. We're the popes of our own destiny, and we're putting out things that that are saying, look, guys, we can go, we can do this, and it's an even fair trade because we feed them and they feed us, and it goes around, and somebody's got to set the points out, and and that's what we do. But I do this like I said, 3 to 4 days a week. I basically work so that I can make this happen because I know that this is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Yeah. And you have some amazing stories that you share all along the way. I mean, I remember some stories like when you had lost your ring, your alarm, and then boom, it happened. But you really say it in such a way that is so simple and powerful because you I thought of it and then boom, I saw it.
You know what? That ring story, that ring thing, I got to tell you, that was a major turn point in my life for me because,
yeah,
like I said in my video, I almost gave up. And at that very last second, I remember when I was going to say, I'm going to go do it anyways. Part of me was saying, nah, this is bullshit. This can't work. But then when I found it, on my father's grave, something lit up in me and I realized, okay, really, this manifestation stuff happens.
Yeah.
Because, there are no coincidences. It's really how hard you try and where you go. One of the things I like to preach about is about people who think they work hard. There's two kinds of working hard. There's putting in lots of hours.
Yeah.
And then there's being inefficient with the amount of hours you put in. So the more efficient you get, the less hours you put in to do what you did to take more hours to do, and the more you get done. Then if you can get organized enough to schedule yourself, you can learn to have a life. So that means, I say I have a life. I do have a life in the sense that I'm very happy. Everybody around me is super positive. My company's working great. It's self-made, but I can't stop. I don't know how to stop working.
Why would you?
Well, because sometimes you do have to take a break to refuel yourself. I've trained myself to refuel myself even when I'm brain dead. And, it's good to resource. I've been doing that lately. I've been putting up a couple of less videos because I've been doing some research and I've been feeling out. And the one thing that I'm really going to try and do this year is the kids out there. I got to tell you, like we were talking before, there are so many kids. And here's the deal. Tell me out there, who the hell is a role model for a kid out there? There almost isn't one.
Well, you are one of them for sure, Momo.
Well, I thank you very much. And it is what I'm trying to accomplish. And I realize, wow, man, like kids are so advanced these days, yet parents and some people tend to talk to a kid like a kid.
Yeah.
But they've seen so much more than when I was a kid that they're way, way advanced. They know more stuff about certain things than I even know. Yeah. So you can't mess with that. So treating a kid as an equal, respecting, of course, the lines of age, I think we can get really, really far. And I want to be one of those guys who goes out there and inspires those kids to get in touch with their adult side and to inspire adults to get in touch with their kid side again. Because let's forget, adults forget that they still have a dream. Why? Because I see too many adults that have sacrificed their life for so-called their kids.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to do that. But wait a minute. Do you really think that your kid wants to grow up seeing you sacrificing yourself for them only so that you can bitch and be unhappy at the end so that they can do the same thing in their marriage for generations and generations to come? No way, Dudette.
Dudette? No way.
No. that so I really that's what I'm going to be focusing on this year.
Clearly.
Uh, you know, Accelerator 3 is going to be coming out, and you have followed some of my accelerators that I have done. I've done 2 of them already, where we show up with the multimedia team and we give people free photo shoots, free websites, free help, free definition, free anything they need. And in a very short period of time, within the 24 hours to the week, it's all done or done in real time. And this time around, I'm pushing it to the next level for real.
Go for it, Momo. We
And
only have 10 minutes here, so I know we can go on and on and on and on.
Shut me up, girl, because
but I'm gonna have to. And you guys, if you want more of it, you go to the Momo Zone. There are some amazing videos. I love you, Momo. And I'll see you very soon.
So much. Vive la France!